These perfectly enlightened beings and enlightened sentient beings represent infinite wisdom and abilities that cannot be represented by merely one name or one image. The names of the perfectly enlightened beings represent these complete, innate, virtuous abilities already within our original nature. The names of the enlightened sentient beings represent cultivation of different virtues. We said earlier that Buddhism is not a religion. Why then is it not a philosophy, an academic study? Philosophy is just one course that is offered at a college or university. Buddhism is an entire university in itself. It covers many areas of learning, not just one. It teaches everything throughout the universe in the past, present, and future. In regards to time, it encompasses all time. In regards to space, it encompasses everything from our daily living environment to the entire universe. We need a profound, intuitive wisdom to understand the reality of life and the universe. But we are deluded because we continue to view everything as two, everything in conflict with each other, not knowing that in reality, everything is not two, but one. This delusion of viewing things as different, as being in conflict, is why we are leading lives of suffering and why the 6 realms of reincarnation exist. The wisdom and virtuous abilities in our original self-nature have yet to be uncovered. So our ways of interacting with other people and with circumstances are as yet incorrect. The erroneous acts due to our incorrect viewpoints and ways of interaction have resulted in the suffering of the 6 realms of heavens, demigods, humans, animals, hungry ghosts, and hells. The goal of the Buddha's teaching is to help us break through our misconceptions, to be awakened, to escape this suffering, and to attain happiness. What is it that we seek? Perfect, complete enlightenment. There are 3 stages of enlightenment. First is proper enlightenment. In our world, there are some very intelligent, very wise people who have attained higher realization than the vast majority of people have. However, although they have reached a certain level of realization, the Buddhas would not recognize their knowledge as the proper enlightenment, because they have not yet severed their afflictions, the conditions that cause pain, distress, and suffering. These individuals still dwell on the rights and wrongs of others, on greed, anger, ignorance, and arrogance. They still harbor wandering and discriminatory thoughts. They still have attachments. In other words, their minds are not pure. Without the pure mind, the mind without discrimination or attachments, no matter how high the level of enlightenment we reach, it is still not the proper enlightenment. In Buddhism, the standard for proper enlightenment is the pure mind from which wisdom arises. It is the wish of all Buddhas that we attain this state. This is the level of arhats. Arhats do not have illusory or misleading thoughts and views. They do not dwell on thoughts of right or wrong, do not have greed, anger, ignorance, or arrogance. Only with this proper enlightenment can we obtain true happiness and transcend the sufferings of birth, old age, sickness, death, hardships, the inability to have what we want, separation from those we love, and being in the presence of those we dislike or even hate. Practicing Buddhism is to accord with the teachings and to understand the root cause of our problems. Thus, to rid ourselves of wandering, discriminatory thoughts and attachments. We then uncover our pure mind, which in turn gives rise to wisdom, which is proper enlightenment. Therefore, perfectly enlightened beings and enlightened sentient beings would not recognize worldly wisdom, as it lacks the pure mind, proper enlightenment. Upon attaining this proper enlightenment, we will have the ability to transcend the 6 realms of reincarnation. Whether talking about worldly education